こんにちは、ベイビーズ。皆さん、こんにちは。盆栽忍者のお時間です。今日はね、In Britain, tea is like the staple drink after beer and wine. So today we are doing different kinds of teas and see which one is the most worth it. Stay tuned! Welcome back to my channel. There is a competition between the tea makers in the UK, and we drink Yorkshire tea all the time, and this is the tea that we always have at home. But there are also PG tips and Tetris that you see in the offices or in somebody else's houses, and it's such a big thing. Like, you know, some people have really big rivalry, like they only drink PG teas, and it's the same with us. We only drink Yorkshire tea. So I am going to try and test different teas, and today I have a special cakes. So first we need to make a proper brew. And to make the tea, you need good cups. You always want to heat your cups before you brew the coffee. Not coffee, teas. And I'm getting a bit steamy, so I'm going to take my clothes off. Then I am going to add a bag of tea. And here, there is a massive thing. So you don't drink tea without milk. And milk, you either put it before or after. And there's so much debate about whether to add milk first and then hot water, or whether to add hot water first and then milk afterwards. And personally, as a proper brewmaster, you must put hot water first, sip the tea, and then you add the milk. Otherwise, it's not going to make a really, really good tea. Let's leave that debate somewhere else. So this is the Yorkshire tea bag. So it's a square, and PG Tips has triangular bag to move around the tea. But if you go to like offices, the cheap ones, they are like a round ones. And then you have Tetley. I don't come across Tetley much, maybe like posh people's houses. Okay, so interestingly, Tetley has the round shape. And you're meant to wait a couple of minutes. Look at that golden color. Once you're happy with the color of tea, then you take out the tea bags out of the cups. Or if you prefer a strong tea, you just keep it in. And apparently, you're not supposed to like push the tea bags to get the teas out of the tea bags. You're supposed to just like take it out gently, not touch it. But me, I am like, you know, proper tea person. Push it, move it, and then you have the milk. It's always good to have whole milk for the tea. You can have skim milk, whatever you prefer. I put exactly the same amount of milk, so I'm going to actually take out the tea bags from all of them. But the proper brew is ready, so let me try the tea on its own. The aroma, completely different, and interestingly, I find the Yorkshire has less aroma than the other two, and I think Tetley is the most fragrant one. PG Tips just smells like an office smell. What I find is PG Tips is a bit harsh taste compared to the other two, and it has really like strong tea flavor like you would expect from a harsh tea, cheap tea. I say that. I never really drank Tetley before, but Tetley tastes a little bit elegant, more rounded taste, quite subtle, like a posher taste compared to PG Tips for sure. And Yorkshire tea, compared to those two, It's very rich, like really deep taste of Yorkshire compared to the other two teas. So it's really up to the taste of, you know, each individual person. Some people really like a hash taste or deep taste or elegant taste. And it really depends on how you prefer your tea, really. So if you haven't tried teas ever, I don't know if there's anyone haven't tried teas, try different teas to see which one you like the most. And I do recommend Yorkshire tea. But today I have a tea pairing with a special cake selections. So let me show you what I have. So these are from our local bakery, but I don't think it's homemade, so I'm not going to give 5 stars, but it's just to try different cakes. And especially I wanted to try the Echo cakes, which is made in Kent, and also the gypsy cake, which originated in England. So Echo cake is really massive and it's just coated with sugar. I'm trying to break in half. It's really tough. Inside there's lots of dried fruits and it's almost looking like a mince pie. It's like a phyllo pastry almost. Puff pastry looking texture. So let me try this. If you like those dried fruits taste like a mince pie's meat, I think you would like. And the texture is really nice. It's nice, crunchy, almost like a savory, but really rich. And obviously you need to taste with tea. I think puff with tea is like, you know, you have that creaminess of the cake. And then you have this beautiful tea flavor mixtures and, you know, melt the butter with this heat and gorgeous, and it's so delicious. I will give Echo cake 5 Koko stars. Now I'm moving on to gypsy cake. It's got sugar from the Echo's cake, but gypsy cake is basically condensed milk, sugary tart kind of things. I don't like that at all. It's very sweet. It's bubbly coffee taste. When you taste it with tea, it was more like you have really sweet cake and you almost want to just wash down the sweetness from the gypsy cake with the tea. So it doesn't really go well. Let me try with different tea and see if it brings a different conclusion. I think it just brings out the really horrible sweetness of the cake. So I'm giving gypsy cake and the tea 1 Koko stars. And I've got a custard donut. Okay, this one I've got a custard cream. I'm really disappointed in this bakery. It had such high ratings on Uber Eats, Deliveroo, things like that. There's always a long queue. So I was thinking like it's a fresh cake, but the custard looks fake. It's obviously not homemade, and it just doesn't taste really good. The Bakewell tart, very British afternoon tea cake. It's got layers of cherry jam. The icing melts with the hot tea, so it's a really good combination. But if you're going to get Bakewell tart, get it from Kipling's, because they are so good and cheap and better than this. So, a Bakewell tart and tea combination, 2 Koko stars. So the last one I'm going to try is this cake. I would definitely recommend the Echo cakes with teas. It's amazing combinations, but obviously you want to try scones with your teas. If you like my video, please give a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, sayonara baby!